Welcome back everyone to Standard on Arena with me, Autumn, aka Rainy the Witch. Mono Red has been having a comeback recently. It won a regional championship 2 weeks ago, and then this past weekend it top 8'd a regional championship. On top of that, it's had the highest win percentage at the regional championship this past weekend as well. So the deck has been performing very, very well for itself, considering it kind of died for a few weeks at one point, a month or two ago. Very nice to see it back. I love playing this deck. It's always one of my faves to stream. Of course, for those who don't know, the deck is all about this mice package. Heartfire Hero, Emberheart Challenger, Manifold Mouse. All work incredibly with each other, with the Manifold Mouse enabling the Valiant modes on Challenger and Hero. Valiant also enabled by Monstrous Rage, by Rockface Village. Then in addition to that, we have just some solid red creatures to pad out the deck in Hired Claw, Swiftspear, Screaming Nemesis. Big change that's been happening recently in the mono red world is Magebane Lizard. Magebane Lizard, my buddy, seeing some main deck players of 4 of in all the lists that are doing well. The reasoning being it is phenomenal against Izzet. Against Izzet, the 4 toughness makes it very hard to kill with Torch the Tower or Burst Lightning. And it really punishes them for casting cantrips like Opt, Sleight of Hand, casting all these like small ball spells every turn. They're going to keep getting dinged by the Lizard. So I'm pretty excited to try this card out and see if it's as good against Izzet as people say it is. Let's get some mono red going. I always enjoy playing this one. Do you get half as many viewers? Unless you're like, you know, Numo or whoever. So I tend to give them a miss. Value focused mindset. I mean, it's just like not great to, you know, fire up a stream and get half as many viewers as normal. I don't know. Also, I just find playing like these really messy brews for the sake of showing off new cards not very compelling either. I prefer to wait a day or two and like see which decks have been doing well and know that like, oh, we can play this on stream. This one's been doing good. Yeah, I think the preview events are actually much better for limited players. Is my like secret opinion. Getting to play the limited format early, dreamy. Getting to play constructed early, not necessarily great. And like, I do exclusively standard streams pretty much. Just because being consistent with what formats I play has really paid off for me, instead of jumping around formats a lot. Alright, here's the Flood Pits. Flood Pits taps the Nemesis. We're gonna shock the Flood Pits. Get in there with the Challenger, put them to 13. We're kind of running out of cards here, a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, that's such a good card. I'm a little bit worried that if I cast it and they have Curiosity, it's a bit sad. I guess I'm gonna cast it though. Play limited with the stream review preview. Maybe. We'll see how I'm doing. We'll see how I'm feeling about it. I do want to play a bunch of limited of this format. Both because I skipped the current limited format, just outright, and because this upcoming limited format seems like a blast. And also Final Fantasy is, you know, my jam. Love me some Final Fantasy. I kind of want to swing. If they trade Curiosity with Challenger, it stinks, but it's like fine. We still have a much better board than them then. We put them to a 12. They don't get to attack with Curiosity. Like if they attack with Curiosity, I then have to like chump block, which is pretty miserable. That was a better response than you expected. The maybe. You take the maybe. Uh-oh. Goodbye, Witchstalker Frenzy. You'll be missed. Thoughts on Tursa in this deck? I think Tursa's pretty reasonable in this deck. I imagine Tursa's been seeing a downtick in play in this deck because it's so bad against Floodmore. Like, obviously Nemesis is as well too. Nemesis is a bit higher power level. Oh, them killing our Nemesis is rough because now this bat is going to start drawing them cards. We still have a good battlefield there. We do still have a very nice battlefield here. We really need them not to hit untapped land for this Soulstone. Untapped land would let them have a very nice blocker slash attacker. Although the higher claw would still get to attack in. Uh-oh. Okay, Challenger is at least a good draw. Because we get to go draw a card off it. Hopefully get a prowess trigger off a spell. Heartfire Hero. I mean, that's a good blocker for this shoulder, I suppose. Blocking, losing the hero would also grow my higher claw. Choosing not to attack makes sense. During Curiosity working exceptionally well with Shouldered here. Alright, so we're gonna go double strike on Challenger, and we're also gonna start growing this Heartfire Hero. We hit another higher claw. I believe this means we don't have any attacks, right? I could do something weird and like attack with the Heartfire Hero here so I can grow my higher claws. I think I'd rather wait one more turn. Since next turn it like chomps through their creatures. Like the reality is we're both getting value at the moment, so like it sucks that they're getting so much value, but you can certainly wait a turn or two more. Like maybe we draw a Burst Lightning for the bat, then we get to Witchstalker the Shoulder, you know, and that would be really sick. A lot of cards we're drawing to at the moment. Depending on how much removal they have in hand as well. Animate the Soulstone. Both a mouse and a lizard. Shocking news. Rockface is interesting. So if I play Rockface, I can't play a land of Challenger, but I can give Challenger an extra power to try and make sure that it can double strike through the Shouldered. If we decide we want to do that. Breaking off the Challenger, now I think I just want to attack with double striking Hero and Soulstone. And save the Challenger, because it's going to keep drawing us cards. We get our Lizard pings. Grow our higher claws. Of course, if they block with Shouldered, Shouldered's going to die. Phantom Interference make a 2/2 to chump block with, okay. Makes sense. I guess they might also just not chump block and they might try and kill me with these flyers a little bit faster. So it's a lot of damage to take if they don't block. Oh, they're not blocking. Okay, they're gonna go to 5. Very nice. We're gonna level up our claws. We are currently threatening lethal if they don't do very much here. You do get to draw 2 cards. Go up to 11 off Shelly. comes the Kaito. Got to 12 even because of that. Alright, what's Kaito gonna tap? The Heartfire? Makes sense. Alright, good draw step, please. That certainly counts. Okay. We're gonna pump the Challenger. Find a Heartfire Hero. So am I meant to try and kill them? I worry that is. I guess we have a decent shot at killing them. I feel like if we don't try and kill them, we're just never winning this game. We have to take some risks and go for it this turn. But obviously it is risky. Yeah, giving them one more turn, we go to like 1 best case scenario. And then there's so many things that kill me, right? Like a flash flyer or whatever. I think I just have to go for it, and I just have to cross my fingers this works out. They're gonna go to 10 off the lizard things. They only have 1 blocker. They actually have to act first, which is really good for us. They have to act before we have to rage. On at least the first removal spell, so they need 2 removal spells here. The first one is a go for the throat. Interesting. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. So if I rage the Soulstone, they then have to kill the Soulstone. And then we can pump a higher claw for lethal, right? 5, 6. Wow, 5, 6, 7. Wow, we'd only actually have. I guess we wouldn't have lethal. So we need them to not have a cut down. Oh, but they can't cut down the Soulstone. This is actually great. Yeah, they can't have a cut down here. Yeah, they only have 1 mana. Yes, they can't have cut down. So this should just be lethal. Loses to unsummon True or Floodmore. I hope they just don't have that. Alright, we won game 1. Oh my god, that was such a sweat. That was such an absurd game. Mice package looking incredible. As per usual. Against the mirror. Certainly want torches. I feel like these Magebane Lizards suck against them, right? They have so many creatures. Probably want barrages. Oh, Scorching Shots. Right. I guess we maybe don't want barrages then. Barrages are probably overboarding. Maybe trim a Burst Lightning. I'm gonna have all these torches in. I don't really want to trim creatures against the removal spell pile deck. At least not once we're already trimming the Magebane Lizards. Seems fine. Intimidation tactics. Okay. Whilst this game starts up, thank you everyone for watching. If you're already enjoying watching the stream, please make sure to give it a follow to know when I go live in the future. I stream standard on Arena most Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Missing 1 or 2 here and there, but you know, I try and be here when I can. Also, if you're really enjoying the stream, I have a YouTube channel. Link is on screen and in chat. YouTube channel's great. My editor does a fantastic job of uploading my content there. lots of standard videos from the past few months for you to watch. I also have a Patreon, which is one of the best ways to support me if you enjoy the stream and want me to keep streaming. It turns out people need money to live, and Patreon helps me get money to live. So, oh, they're getting priority. They might have a counter spell. They might have the counter unless you pay to. So if you want to support me, check out the Patreon. There's lots of strategy guides, sideboard guides, matchup guides, articles on there. Lots of good stuff. We currently have a guide for standard Is It Prowess up there. Of course, the actual best deck in standard. I'm going to be updating it once more before Final Fantasy releases. I try and update it every 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to be putting a guide up there this week for Temur Eldrazi in Modern, which is currently my personal Modern deck that I have been crushing with, including winning an RCQ this past. Very nice. So, definitely worth giving a look. Thank you everyone for watching. Ooh, Emberheart Challenger, let's go. Let's go. Love an Emberheart Challenger. I do think they have this counter unless you pay 2 card in hand, so we have to be very wary of that one. Okay, put them to 7. Okay, here comes the curiosity. I'm just gonna frenzy this. It's obviously a bit spooky if frenzy lets them either cut down one of my creatures or resolve a Shelly. But I don't want them to start drawing cards. Their hand seems a bit clunky, as far as I can tell. And even if they kill a creature, we'll still probably have 1 left, you know. Interesting. I kind of want to Monstrous Rage this Challenger to rep lethal, but maybe that's bad. I guess I'm just going to attack for 4. I guess if I put them to 2, this Heartfire is lethal for the rest of the game, and I'm feeling pretty happy. So here's a Floopy, taps the Challenger. Please don't block. Very annoying block. Okay, they don't block. Oh, that means they don't have removal in hand. Fascinating. Do I want to put them to 1? I think if they have removal there, they 100% block, right? Might be a mistake, but I'm going to go for this. Yeah, I can kill my own hero. I can. Although I'm not going to do it this turn because I think they have... Oh, wow. They just die. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Easy first win with Mono Red. By easy, I mean, oh my god, that first game was so hard and such a sweat. And the second game, we have to cast from Monstrous Rages into open mana twice. But, you know, easy. Question mark. I don't want to keep this, though I don't love not having a mountain. For obvious reasons. Our opponent takes our only non-creature anyway, so you know. All's fair. Concealed Courtyard. Oh, I assume that means their deck is pretty good against Magebane. Alright, higher claw down. I'm gonna run out the lizard. I don't want to expose the Manifold Mouse when we can make an offspring later in the game. Uh-oh. This card is so good against red. I think Unstoppable Slasher is secretly one of the best cards in the format against red. Because it either murders them before they can get their stuff online, or it, oh well, apparently it actually murders me. Okay, I have to chump block. or it like is the best blocker in the format, you know, and either way you're just super happy with the card. Unpleasant experience. Yeah, this is rough. This is rough out here. I was so happy when people stopped playing Unstoppable Slasher. The card's like low-key a little miserable. But apparently it's back. I've actually seen it being played in these Wars of decks a bit recently. Very nice in these decks. I don't know if I'm allowed to attack with this Nemesis. It's kind of keeping the Slasher at bay for the time being. I don't really want to start chump blocking the Slasher with my mice. But also not getting in damage is, you know, a rough place to be. Uh-oh. Bad news. Bad news. Deal 8. Let's move on to the next one. Tough game. Orzhov, huh? I feel like Torch might matter against this Unstoppable Slasher card. Probably want Scorching Shots. Definitely don't want Magebane Lizards. Maybe on this case of the Crimson Pulse card. I could almost see wanting Sunspine Lynx there, but I don't think I'm gonna bring it in. It certainly does not sound terrible to me though. They have a lot of non-basics in that mana base. Yeah, Ghost Vacuum gets Slasher, it just doesn't have any other text against that deck. I always feel this way, like, against the recurring creatures like Enduring Curiosity or Slasher. It just feels like you're asking a lot to like draw Ghost Vacuum at the same time your opponent draws those creatures and draw the removal spell that needs the Ghost Vacuum in play. And like even when all that lines up, you're using 2 cards to answer 1 card, which is a little rough. I never keep 1-landers with this deck, and I probably shouldn't keep this one. That deck is so removal and discard dense though, and this is like a pretty reasonable 1-lander. In that if we draw 2nd land, we have the nut draw. If we don't, we have some stuff to do for the first couple turns. You know, I never keep 1-landers. I'm actually going to keep this one. I don't know if I'm meant to. But I think there's like enough in its favor. Just barely. I think if it was not this specific matchup, I would mulligan. Where they just have a million discard spells. And if it was not like, you know, if it was a tiny bit different, I'd probably mulligan too. But safe enough. Yeah, I just think mono red is too good a deck to keep 1-landers with most of the time. This is generally my attitude. But I think here it makes sense. Yeah, there's a land on top anyway. Game's easy. Always had it anyway. I think I'm just meant to cast this Rage. Puts them to 6. Hopefully we don't get temp lockdowned. I don't know how much Demons plays temp lockdown. Certainly not as much as like Wars of Pixie, you know? Okay. They have to chump block my Claw and go to 1. That seems not great for them. Not seem ideal. All right, game 3. 2 very competitive games. Seeing that almost makes me want to replace this case with the extra burst lightning, but I don't know. Case is definitely going to be worse on the draw too. Only one creature kind of stinks, but I guess I'm going to keep. Rage is also not the best card in the matchup. Has to be said. Even if it was quite good that game. Wow, they ditch a slasher, jeez. Either means they really need lands or that their hand is already terrifying. Right, here comes the bat. They can take the frenzy. They take the Nemesis, okay. Draw a Scorching Shot. Fascinating. I was planning on raging, but I'm like pretty on board with Scorching Shotting this bat, I think. Stop them gaining life. I really hope they don't have a slasher in hand, because if they do, we're gonna have to waste a turn frenzying it. It'd suck. Carsey Revenant, that one's also pretty good. Okay. Just cast Nemesis Swing. They don't block. They're gonna gain the life back anyway. Let me see, that's pretty good. Do I just kill the Bloodletter? Instead of the Revenant? Wow, what? What is this block? Crazy block, right? What's going on? Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Wild. Wild stuff. Filing that one under a big question mark. Yeah, that is a very big question mark. If I attack both, why did my opponents make the mistakes and yours don't? Oh, we need Angry Mice now. Yeah, this deck's been doing well recently. I wanted to give it a spin. I always enjoy playing mice. The mice time. I just want to swing Nemesis. Maybe it's fine to swing both. Probably fine to swing both. And just make a single mouse. I don't know. I'm just going to swing Nemesis. Since they can't really block it very easily anyway. I guess we can get Gixes commanded now, and that would suck. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty chill. Maybe I was just meant to make a single mouse anyway because of Gixes command. Maybe I am meant to attack Swiftspear. Play around Gixes. Like, way better. It's so sad that lifelink doesn't work with Bloodletter like how you want it to. Actually heartbreaking stuff. opponent figuring out how on earth they get out of this. And they only know about the one rage as well. Alright, 2-0 with Mono Red. Let's go. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice, in fact. This is just barely a keep. It's a pretty rough hand. It's like a good 6 is the thing. So I wouldn't really want a mulligan to 6. You can definitely get much better 6, but I don't know. Definitely not great. Drawing Mountain does make it a lot worse, notably. They attack me for 1. Play another Heartfire, okay. And a Higher Claw, okay. Pretty spooky board over there. I can't say I much like it for me. Bro, firing off the... This is so rough. Like, firing off Burst Lightning stinks. Obviously. Because then I just auto-lose to Manifold Mouse. But also, I don't... The range of cards I can beat at the moment is, like, not super wide. I think this Higher Claw is, like, weirdly going to be an issue. Like, we kind of need their hand to not have much going on. In which case, the Higher Claw starts to become quite annoying. But maybe this is foolish of me. Draws another mountain. Incredible. Oh, Memories Returning. Is that the red flashback card? I know there's a red flashback card that hypothetically goes infinite with itself. With another copy of itself if you have like infinite mana. Pretty cool. Fact or fiction or fact or fiction or fact? What? I need to see this. Oh my goodness. Attacking is probably pretty elite. Memories Returning. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put 1 into your hand. Then choose an opponent. They put 1 on the bottom. Then you put 1 into your hand. Then they put 1 on the bottom. Then put the other 1 into your hand. Oh, it's a sorcery? No. That seems pretty interesting, I gotta say. Somehow we're not dead. Genuinely astonished by this. Opponent has 2 spells in their hand, and yet we are not dead. Wonder how many Magebane Lizards they have. Right. Emberheart Challenger, 1 spell in hand. Screaming Nemesis MVP right now. I guess I'm attacking with 1 Nemesis? I do want to, like, kill my opponent, but also I feel like having a Nemesis on defense is pretty important. Do I ever just want to play Emberheart and fire off the Rockface instead of playing Magebane? This might be suspect, honestly. Wow, so sad. So sad. Poor Manifold Mouse. Where is the origami mouse now? Flood Cooler untaps all your chocobos. So true. The dream. Uh-oh. Emberheart's swinging. I guess if they have Rage, the Emberheart trades with Nemesis. That's honestly probably fine. I'm also okay with Nemesis just killing 2 things here. Either of these are fine out to me. Yeah, Nemesis dies, but we get to kill a hero. Opponent only has 2 critters left. Oh, I'm intending to play that card, everyone. If no one else. I know what I'm about, and I am about fact or fiction. Okay, we drew 3 copies of Screaming Nemesis in the mirror, so we won. Fascinating. Fascinating. Take out these Magebane Lizards. Again. Once more to the sideboard with you, my friend. Mulligan. Pretty straightforward stuff. Do I offer up the Heartfire to the Burst Lightning Gods? I think I probably don't. Now I get to have Monstrous Rage open to protect my Heartfire. God, I'm so happy this deck doesn't play Lightning Strike anymore. Lightning Strike is not the world's most exciting card, has to be said. Uh-oh. That is a Screaming Nemesis. See. The Screaming Nemi. Oh my god. The archetypal 2018 Magic card in your mode. Isn't it way older than that? I swear Lightning Strike is like 2013. If I had to guess. Yeah, it's Feros. Which I think is 2013-ish. It is 2013. Wow, look at me go. Astonished I could get that correct. Fancy play syndrome incoming. I think I have to kill this, but obviously this stinks. Oh my god, they didn't go to kill the Swiftspear. Let's go. Let's go. Magic's easy. Which is the best Lightning Strike art? I'd need to look at them side by side. The problem is, in my head, I always just associate the card with the original printing art. Like, 100% of the time, pretty much. But anything printed after 2013, I just associate it with the original printing. The Cowboy People part, I could believe that's the best one. I'd need to see it, but... Alright, we attack them to 1. We die if they have Witchstalker. And we probably win if they don't have Witchstalker. You know, that's where we're at. Hell yeah, 3-0 with Mono-Red. Let's go. Alright, let's check out this Lightning Strike art. Oh, that's a real nice Lightning Strike, I'm not gonna lie.